Hi everyone, so today in this video we will discuss the predictions of the vice presidential debates between on the one hand JD Vance or the running mate of Donald J. Trump or on the other hand Tim Walz, the running mate of Kamala Harris. So I thought it would be interesting to look at the predictions to see what's probably will be talked about in the debates, how it will go, and how it will affect the presidential general election. So, with that keeping in mind, let's go to the things that are known. So, first of all, it will be broadcasted on CBS. CBS is a left-leaning organization, like many of the mainstream media, so you can probably expect it to be one-sided, very one-sided. We definitely saw that on the debate between Kamala and Trump, where the moderators, yeah, one was basically a best friend of Kamala Harris, and yeah, the other one kept on fact-checking Trump, but didn't fact check Kamala, even though she said ridiculous things. So this will be very one-sided. The debate will take place in New York City. New York City is one of the most bluest cities in America, so this also will play a factor probably. Although there won't be any debate, any crowds. This is a very tactical choice because they know as soon as there is a crowd, you have on the one hand JD Vance, who seems a little bit like Donald J. Trump, and they both are very good at playing into the crowds. So they decided, okay, no crowds. But as a listener, this is maybe something nice because you don't really get distracted. So this probably won't be too much of a factor, I would say. Then, yeah, as I told you, there will be plenty of fact checking. Probably they have admitted it, so yeah, this isn't a secret. There will be fact checking. Yeah, it will be very one-sided. Again, this is at the end of the day on CBS. It is not Fox News, and even on Fox News, you have some very left-leaning yeah characters. So. Now, what will they talk about? So, what will the questions be? Probably you have to imagine a candidate like Tim Walz. He will probably get the questions in advance because Kamala apparently got the questions in advance. So yeah, JD Vance will have it much harder on that front. But you probably can expect at least one question about the economy, where probably Tim Walz will try to distance himself and, by extension, Kamala Harris from the Biden administration because you see rampant inflation, you see a crashing economy in many ways, an economy that is hurting a lot of people, especially the middle class. Even though they pretend to be all for the middle class, they aren't. So that will be one question where JD Vance can really try to point out, okay, look, the Trump track record was much better than the Biden track record, and actually he should go one step further. He should say, okay, look, Trump did plenty of great things, but we have to go even a step further. The debt grew big time under Trump, even bigger under Biden. But yeah, just saying, okay, that grew a little less than under Biden isn't a winning recipe. You also need to say, okay, we need to cut drastically on spending. We need to cut or we need to drain the swamp truly. We need to have less bureaucracy. Maybe point out the support of Elon Musk for the efficiency cabinet. So these are all kind of things he needs to point out. So just saying, okay, look, Trump was much better isn't going to cut it because also a lot of Americans are quite not stupid, but they don't really think about it in that term. So they will forget it, or the media will try to spin it in a certain narrative. So just pointing out, okay, the economy was much better isn't enough. Then secondly, you can pretty much expect a question on abortion. Yeah, because it's a left-leaning organization, CBS. They will try to push this narrative because they think, oh, this is a winning recipe for the Democrats. I think, yeah, that isn't actually a winning recipe because I think Trump is very kind of moderate on this issue. It are actually the Democrats that are radical on this issue. So that should be handled nicely by JD Vance. Hopefully, he does that because otherwise the media will, yeah, will keep blaming them. Then there also will be a question on immigration. Probably this also is a winning issue for the Trump team. So JD Vance should be able to really get a strong message ahead. Hopefully he is able. The media will try to spin everything, but he really needs to go on the offense here. Yeah, and then yeah, there probably will also be a question. Okay, why are you fit to be the vice president? And maybe what do you think of the president or of the presidential candidates? So then it's also good to point out the flaws, even though Tim also tried to distance Kamala and himself from the Biden administration and try to take credit for the good things, even though there isn't like plenty to take credit for. So good. Some interesting news has come out. So it is interesting to see that apparently even CNN is talking about how Tim Walz is stressing like crazy. So you have this guy on X calling this out. He's saying, okay, new Tim Walz is very nervous heading into the debate with JD Vance. Tim Walz constantly comes back uh, to how worried he is about letting Harris down. And this is coming from CNN, guys. This isn't like Fox News or like a right-leaning organization. This is CNN. So this is very interesting. You also see this other account on X talking about breaking new leaks indicate that Tim Walz is in shambles and considering backing out of the debate altogether. So this is very interesting. You see, on the one hand, a very confident candidate that has all the facts behind him. So JD Vance should be able to walk home. This should be a walk in the park. So, in my opinion, it's also very tactical that they decide to have this presidential debate with Kamala and Trump on the one hand, and then also this debate so early on because they want people to forget, don't remember, don't forget, like Trump absolutely destroyed Kamala, and probably JD Vance will do it again, even though the media will completely flip it. You know, the presidential debate um, between like Mike Pence. He back in the day he completely destroyed Tim Kaine, but then the talking point was, oh, look how a fly was flying on Pence's head. So they will find something like that again if JD Vance absolutely destroys him. They will try to spin it, or then next day they will talk about something else. So the pressure is actually on JD Vance because if he doesn't perform well, then the media will talk on it for months on end. And if he kind of performs a mid, yeah, it isn't like a victory for him. He truly needs to destroy him. And then even then, the media will cover it up. They won't talk about it. Yeah, and it's very hard. Like I said, Tim also will have the questions in advance. So you really need to keep that in mind. With that, thank you very much, and we will definitely analyze the presidential debate afterwards. Thank you very much.